This new approach is helping people transform their bodies, renew their minds, and reclaim their vitality, all without restrictive diets or grueling workouts. What's the secret behind this breakthrough? Intracellular hydration.
I heard about Energized Health through a lot of different sources and people, but primarily through the founders, John and Chelsea Jubilee.
It's an all-natural health and wellness protocol, and it's using the science of intercellular hydration to help the cells get healthy in the body, purge out toxins and inflammation. And a lot of people who go through this protocol, like ourselves, have experienced massive health changes.
We were on a quest to really help our daughter Jessica reverse ailments and her symptoms and disease that she had diagnosed.
So we were like, all right, we're gonna try it, and we're gonna make sure it works before we share it with her.
I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis at the age of like 27-ish. Really young, had just kind of a spiraling of like health issues, gluten intolerance that all kind of came on sudden. I was ready to give it my all to like get my health back and see if there was hope that I could, have a different outcome of where I was. Within the first 30 days of being in the program, I had lost probably close to like 35 pounds. I was starting to not have symptoms. I started to feel more like myself. There is no pain. I just live the life that I have.
There's like this ideology that as you get older, that everything has to change, and I really was of the posture that I want to actually be healthier and even in better shape and fit than I was decades previously.
When I say all in, I was all in. Like I did everything exactly the way the protocol asked for, and it was life-changing. Then you just start seeing the changes in your body shape and your energy and just your overall disposition changes.
My elderly father, who was 81 or 82 at the time, was literally dying on a multitude of medications. And so the four of us decided to do this together within about 2 weeks of each other, and it was a pretty remarkable result.
I was taking 11 meds at the time, and I got off of 6 of them. And then my vision got better, and my writing got better. My health was going downhill, and this program brought me uphill.
It's so sometimes overused, but this really is a true life transformation.
What a great way to motivate viewers and take back your health. Here to tell us more about the program are its founders, John and Chelsea Jubilee. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Who wants to tell me about where this came from, how you figured this out?
I tried about 10 years of every kind of supplement, exercise program, diet. I went and did a bunch of research, studied all kinds of medical programs, and what actually makes us healthy. And interestingly, it came down to two simple things. You got 37 trillion cells in your body. If your cells are healthy, you're healthy.
Of course.
So I created a protocol for myself, just to try to get healthy myself. And in 88 days, I basically reversed my high blood pressure, my hypertension. My knees actually felt better. And then Chelsea, I'll let her share her story of cellular trauma, because there's a tie-in between the science of cellular trauma and intracellular hydration.
I went through a divorce, and nobody wants that. But I started really digging into research. I had, after the twins, I developed anxiety really bad. And I started researching, like, why am I developing this, and why did it, quote unquote, run in my family? Well, what I discovered was that trauma played a role throughout our generation to generation in our family.
We have intergenerational transmission of trauma.
Correct.
And then you're sort of having a PTSD reaction to some of that transmission, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and some of the things that happened in my own life when I was young.
Which
I went through a lot of...
the crazy thing, yes, your own trauma, because that's the transmission, and then we repeat the traumas later in life, too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a 15-year career as a mortgage broker. I left that completely to really follow the path that I felt God was calling me to, which is studying trauma, and then really rediscovering why and how we can actually change the trajectory of our own life. Our true footprint, if you will, of our protocol is mind, body, and spirit healing.
Well, I just want to say you're singing my tune, because I don't think trauma is discussed enough. Intergenerational trauma is almost never discussed, and these are massively significant and common. And when people talk about the obesity epidemic, we're managing our trauma most often.
Yes,
we are. It's so common. We can't regulate our emotions when we've been traumatized, and we repeat the traumas of the past. Did you know about that part when you were working on your path?
I really did not. So mine was the physiological side of increasing the body's intercellular hydration, which does push out all the toxins and inflammation. So it's taking care of the physical aspect, but this became the missing piece of the puzzle.
So what do you want people to know about the program and the 555 challenge?
Well, I think one thing we'd love people to know is when you look at typical Americans, when they step on a scale, let's say it weighs 200, they weigh 200.
Yeah.
If they lose 5 pounds, they automatically assume, oh, I lost 5 pounds of fat. But that's a myth.
Well, this is the problem with the GLP-1s right now.
Yes.
People are losing muscle.
Yes. So what we would like them to know is there's a healthier version and way of how to do that, and we want them to lose fat, not weight. And so we educate them on all facets of what our protocol is actually about. And we challenge them to lose 5 pounds of fat, not weight.
Well, I was going to say another part of the sustainability is that muscle is an important metabolic organ, and fat is an inflammatory organ. You want to switch to an active metabolic organ away from the inflammatory organ, which is the visceral fat and the central obesity that you mentioned.
Well, and guess what that muscle is made out of? 1 part protein, 3 parts water. So 3 times more important how hydrated we are than how much protein we eat.
Exactly. And I'm guessing the idea behind the diet is sort of maintaining stable insulin levels as well, so we're not spiking things along the way.
So when you make cells healthy and well and you get them hydrated, and actually the body can do what it was supposed to do, which is really kind of heal itself, right? When you put it in that state of homeostasis. So regardless of what someone's struggling with in their body, whether it's migraine headaches, digestive issues, diabetes, whatever it is, the body just gets rid of it. There's too much information out there now in health and wellness. We've taken the best of everything, developed our own patent pending protocol, took the trauma pieces, we simplified it into one easy to follow program, 88 days, but people can really taste test, if you will, with our 555 challenge.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. To find out more about the program, visit Energized, that's with the ED, energizedhealth.com. Stay right there.